Hello and welcome to Tuesday Night Edits, which I nearly almost forgot it was Tuesday, so therefore this nearly didn't happen, and I suppose in other news I haven't got anything prepared. So tonight I thought we'd delve back into the archives a little bit to process some work, because for all I was out the other day down at Dunstanburgh meeting up with John Gibbs. Nearly forgot his name. Sorry, John. I was out with him on a very, very cold Northumbrian day. I can't remember what day it was. Sunday, maybe? Monday? No, not Monday, because that was yesterday. Anyway, I met with him down there one day last week. It was very cold. Spent a couple of hours with John. Very nice fella. And hopefully he won't mind me spoiling it, but he is planning on coming to YouTube. Right then, so that was a reasonable afternoon. Didn't take many shots, so I haven't really got much to process from there. And so I thought I'll go delve back into the archives and going back even further than last year. I'm going all the way back to 2017. Hi LK, good to see you. Hi Peter as well. Thank you for being online. Presumably you can see and hear me okay tonight. Fingers crossed. I haven't updated the system since last week, so hopefully everything's okay. Slightly different angle. I am trying to reduce the wobble on the webcam, because my desk is quite wobbly, and therefore every time I touch the desk, the webcam will go bonkers and wobble a lot. So hopefully a change of location should hopefully nullify that a little bit, or certainly more than it was beforehand. So that might be a slightly different angle. It just means you can see more of my desperately need of a decoration office. I did go and get some colour charts at the weekend, so plans are in the offing to give it a fresh lick of paint, just to change things up a bit. So that's just random crap in the background. Without going into any detail whatsoever, I had a couple of exciting emails this week. So there's at some stage this year there will be a couple of interviews with me. That's all I'm going to say. In various outlets out there. Neither have happened yet, but they are in the offing. So I will let you know closer to the time when these things are going ahead, or happening, or being released, or whatever. But there's a lot of work to go in before they're even in place to go out. So could be a good while to wait. Could probably be the summer, but we'll see. Right then. I've got anything else to say? No new gear. Nothing like that. It's a bit bloody cold out there. Hopefully everybody's got some good, strong winter jackets and the like, big, thick, woolly hats, and some decent photography gloves. I can't remember the type that everybody seems to be raving about at the minute when you go on YouTube and all these photography vlogs. They're all raving about these winter gloves. I can't remember what they're called now, but I've seen them on pretty much everybody's channel. I haven't got any. Hardly ever out in the cold. That'll be why. Right. So instead of me waffling on, we might as well make this a quick episode and get to work. Without me roughly even knowing what I'm going to do. So let's open up Lightroom and see what happens. So I thought I made this image back in 2017, and because it's one of them sets of data that I've got numerous of images out of, a couple of decent images out of, I thought I would have another go at trying to rework it with different settings, maybe updated presets that I've made since my 20, the basics, basic collection that I made in 2017. Maybe even pick out a few different shots which are discounted initially, and just to see if I can bring something different or new to the shot. So I'm just gonna quickly whip through the preceding images. To make this one, you will see that I used that shot, must have been that shot as well. Maybe is that one? No, that will be a different front. So this must have come from 3 images. I think these 3 images, 1, 2 and 3, they've been combined together with a lot of other work and to create this very dark scene. So I thought, let's go back into this and have another go, see what else we can make. But I'm going to go through all the data I used up until that end point, just to see if there's anything else that is possibly workable with, to maybe add in something new to it. Maine, Peter, I must have. I thought you were in the UK there. Good of you to be watching from all the way in Maine. Yeah, it'll be pretty nippy over there. Oops, that's my niece. Right, go through these. Is there anything worth salvaging out of these? These images are all the trees at the back of my house. I'm just thinking if there's... Or maybe he did pick the best data initially to make that first image. I think I did, to be honest. So I think we'll have another go with all that data. So, but what I will do, I will reset that data. Oh, I've lost where I'm going. July 20. August was it in? Can't remember where it was now. Bloody thing. Where's the kids? Yeah, that was it. Sorry, completely lost my place. Right, now I can find it. We'll go now. See, this is why I should be organised. I'm not. I didn't have a starred that shot. Right, got the right shots in order now. So we have this shot, that one, and that one. And I'm just going to reset these back to how they were originally. As you can see, I must have darkened them down quite a bit around here. So I'm going to work with these from scratch again. The lens corrections, detail, going to kill the ISO noise as normal, a little bit of sharpening. Landscape profile, maybe just intensify the colour a bit. I'm thinking about changing the white balance because the previous shot was very blue. As you can see in here, you know, there's like greeny kind of blue. Though if I go back and actually, instead of being selective of what I've boosted, I'll go too warm. Just going to pull them back a bit. What I don't want is for it to be going for them blues to be ended up going magenta. I think it was 14, so about there. Bit of contrast, just deepen those blacks a bit. I'm not too concerned if anything's clipping in the blacks, not that bothered about that. pull the highlights back from this coloured area. Again, I'm probably looking at this, this mythical naval scene that I've invented over the years. So I'm still probably going to go for that, but just give it a bit of a different edit from that original one that I showed you at the start. Pull the lights back. Don't want to be too bright in there. Keep the blacks up a bit. Bit of clarity just to give these orange streaks a bit of an edge. Just a wee bit of dehaze just to give it a bit more punch. Basics, it's fine. HSL, going to see these oranges. I'm going to see if I can boost those onto the redder side of things, just again maybe deepen them. Try some saturation in there as well. There we go. We're starting to get fiery now. Luminance, I don't know if it's a little bright. I must admit, luminance in the HSL sliders, hue, saturation, and luminance. I do tend to just ignore the luminance elements of it because it doesn't really do a lot. I mean, if I could be really selective, I would maybe keep this part in the center, but around this edge here, it's a bit too dark for me. So we will just leave it like that. Split turning, no. Transform, no. Nope. What I will do is just, there will be dust spots, so we'll just clean those up. See one there anyway. I must have shot this wide open because there's hardly anything. Clean them, I'll do. Okay, that's that base shot done. I'm just going to apply it to these three as well. Sync those across. Now all three will have all that applied to them. It should come out rosy. So now we'll just stick these into Photoshop as layers. And wait 5 minutes while they load. Actually, for three layers, it shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be too long a wait. Not when I'm loading up 10 layers. Either one, kill the computer or slow it down to a complete. As slow as my website. God, I was on there today. I don't know what I'm going to do with it because it's slow as anything. I went to upgrade a few things on my Word, in the Word back end of the WordPress. It waited that long. I thought it'd crapped itself and gone into maintenance mode. So I went into the back end and deleted the maintenance file to get it working again, and it was still working. So bloody annoying, these slow websites. Right then, down so I can see it. Okie dokie. Right, and we will now just start playing around with the blend modes. There's a few interesting elements coming about straight away. I don't want to try. I'm seeing this in overlay there, and all immediately it's like ooh, but I'm wanting to stay away from it being too dark because the previous version was very dark. I would like this one to be a little bit different. And then soft light looks not bad at all there. Got some nice choices tonight, and that's just in the blend mode. Cycle through them. So multiply's too dark, Um, far too dark. Darkening is taking away, some of the important elements. Lighting's got some nice elements up at the top there. So it's all nice, like big flames. I think overlay and soft light. Soft light's quite nice, but it's losing definition as well. So it may need some rearrangement, just so things are. Let's take that away. Put them two on. Take away the bottom one, right? Gonna have to rearrange some of these just to make use of the shapes. I could, of course, just completely disregard the whole mythical sea disaster idea that I've got. Although, if I take that layer out, it doesn't look too bad. Take that one across there. Might need to come that over there. Bring that layer in. I think this layer needs to be semi-opaque. Maybe it's just masked across as well. So I'm going to do a gradient mask from probably halfway across the image, from the edge of the fire, if you can call it fire, across here. And I've done it the wrong way around. I want to be going that way. Now I've done it on the wrong one. I didn't have the mask selected. I had the image selected there. It needs to be on the mask. It's the danger of just hitting Alt and Control Z to undo. Sometimes it'll take you back to the previous layer, which isn't ideal. It gives you a bit of depth and darkness in there. Now we've got this dark shape here, which in beforehand I've been thinking boats and ships and that kind of thing. Then that doesn't really particularly look like a stand-up and sailing ship. So I'm thinking I may duplicate this layer just to see if I can get any more of that shape back. I might be talking completely out my backside here, which I usually do. I don't think that shape's actually gonna come. I don't think it's gonna be there for some reason. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep that, but I'm gonna mask it out quite close, kind of all around it. It's the wrong side. There we are. Taking that one out there. Actually, I think this one might need to be reduce the opacity as well. Let's take that out. Gives this lump a bit of definition, but it probably makes this side then too light. So let's go for a slight reduction, just to gauge things. Excuse me whilst I play with my sliders. This isn't about easy edits, this is about creating something from nothing. Excuse me whilst I think. This is me thinking, knocking the visuals on and off, back and forward. I'm thinking I really like this area with the opacity at 90%. And I'm thinking I may just mask out this bottom corner, maybe from across here, just to lighten it a touch. You're quiet in chat there, by the way, you lot. I know I'm not exactly looking at the chat window at the minute, but you know, do leave any comments that you wish, any suggestions. I may or may not listen. Right, so mask again. I've done it the wrong way again. Let's pick the mask. Read a bit too much. Not enough. Oh, it's hard to judge. Get the angle right. Just undo and redo and oh, terrible. Right, I am happier there now. Really liking this area down here now. Pity about the other 95% of the image. But hey ho. Right, do I crop or mask that side now? Done it the wrong way again. One way I'll learn which side Photoshop masks things from. Let's do it so randomly. Right, I know before I start, I said I'm gonna stay away from the being too much magenta in the sky. On my screen, this is looking very, magenta, bordering on the blue to magenta. I just want to try to green that up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a new layer. Pick a, actually yellow might be a decent colour. I'm going to drop that in. I'm going to hue. It's quite pleasant like that. Bit different. I'm going to tone that down to maybe there. I'm going to mask out this side. Lots of masks in this in most of my work, to be honest, not just tonight. And this one I might actually erase out, just to keep a bit more control in the. It's a bit strong actually. I think I'll redo that. I've got to remember about this damn. Oh, what do you call it? The since the Photoshop update, it used to be Control Alt and Delete to undo so many things, to go back and back and back and back. But now it's just Control and Z, like it should be. But still takes a bit of getting used to. So yeah, opacity needs to come down a bit more. Just love that colour in this area there. Just paint a bit. I'm gonna undo that. I would love to get more saturation up in there. I'm actually going to reduce that a bit more. Right there. It's a nice balance there. 57%, nearly halfway. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that as a starting point, I think. Just going to get in close, check the ISO noise, making sure everything's reasonably clean. Seems to be. Just doing this visually. Seems to be reasonably flat. That's okay. Let's make sure that's. There's a little. I could get a little bit more out of that. I think I've gone too far. Maybe one click too much. That'll do. Because I'm going to change all the colours anyway, so I don't know what I'm getting too obsessed about. You know, when things start moving around and twisting and extra oranges and come, you know, get involved, and it's not even going to look like this. But I suppose recently the way I've been working is to get to my starting point. I've almost put my teeth back in. I've almost made a finished image before I then, you know, go into the next step of going into Analog Effects Pro. And, you know, and applying presets and moving more sliders and modules around. It just seems to be the way I'm working at the minute is to make a finished image and then go and do that. So hence the time building up this version here. So I think we're good with that. There's not a lot of colour or anything in this side. Excuse me, in this side now. So that may have an effect on the next process, but we'll not know until we get in there. So let's kick on with that and bring in Analog Effects Pro. You're all right in there in chat, everybody watching? You're all quiet? My God, we've nearly done half an hour already. I was thinking I might get this done and another quick image, because when I was going through my archives, I found a set of data I hadn't even chosen images from, and I saw at least 2 frames that I would like to have a go at making an image from. So that might be just a quick one we do to end with. Maybe, depending on how this one goes. Alright, see what the slide out so we can see the previews, and got the presets on the right hand side here. Excuse me, playing with my beard. Must be nervous. Looking at presets, some very nice fiery looking stuff. I think some of these might work. Might just take a bit of adjusting where that second exposure is placed. Let's just have a look at this one. The colour look quite good. Exposure and move this around, see how it fits. I think something like this, it could end up just being I was going to say a smudge, not a smudge. You know, just something with no, you know, physical, not structure, but nothing of any identifiable thing in the picture. It might just be, you know, colours of swoosh and whirl and smudges. Almost be like a clouds in the sunset. Right. Location wise, I don't think this one's going to work. Which might mean none of them work. Turn this around. Bring this over here. See how we can get anything. It's quite a hellish image, that, isn't it? Fire and brimstone and pits of hell, or something like that. What was that Hannibal? Was it Turner's Hannibal image? It had a curve in the sky, didn't it? Or was that a rainbow? Can't remember off the top of my head now. Yeah, really, you know, these jerky bits here, that's kind of hanging down. It's, you know, would they be good if they were, say, in the sky? Well, they're not going to be in the sky because they're in the wrong kind of direction. Something. This is where you're working purely on feel and instinct. Are you sure, Peter? It's all just random nonsense. Something like that. There's something to this. It's not. It's got no subject. It's purely just elemental. That's a good word, isn't it? Elemental. Not vignette off. Vignette on. Strong vignette. Ooh, look at them deep reds. Look at them deep reds. Lens vignetting can even be such a powerful tool in this case, because you can really make or break an image purely just by where you've got it positioned and how strong you've got it positioned. We're on minus 20% there, and that's a lot of darkness up here. And you can bring it all the way up here, and then it changes the image completely. So I usually use it just to emphasize a focal point in the image. Yeah, there's something to that, isn't there? Maybe it's not with that stronger lens vignette. About there. Something. This area here is quite. There's no subject or anything to it. It's purely just colour and stuff I would actually hate to print because the colours would never come out right. Contrast. Too washed out, becomes sky-like. Brightness needs to be up there. What was 17, I think it was. For God's sake. 17, there you go. Knock the saturation a bit. No difference, might as well be there. Yeah, film type just to see what we've got. Strength. Actually, that's kind of yellowing things up, so that's better than things being, really red, like so. More yellow softens things down a bit. Levels and curves. It's got plenty of. I'm just going to keep that away from the bottom so it's not pure black anywhere. Just in case I do want to print this at some stage in the future, maybe it's never. I've still not got. Hold on, I was just about to say I've still not got a subject matter here, but then some demon has appeared for me. This is a bad sign when a demon appears when he's got horns and fiery eyes. Almost Balrog style from Lord of the Rings, but can anybody else see the horned demon coming out of a flat fire? I've got two eyes here. Horn there. Big bulldog kind of face, big lower jaw. Anybody else see that? Or is it just me and my mad mind? I'm gonna have to research that one, Tony. The idea. But yeah, hands up if you see the demon in my picture, because I think I do now. And that now gives me the focus to work around. So now I am thinking, gonna darken this roof, this cave structure now. That's going to become that. I don't want to paint in any kind of detail. I don't want to emphasize this. I just want to keep that fairly loose and just let the viewer interpret. I know what I see. It's funny how that kind of just appears from you. You look at it long enough, and then the eyes. Okay, Peter. Would it be a bunny rabbit in the form of Watership Down? Was it the bunny that's dead? You know, the dead bunny. The bunny of death, the one that goes swimming through the sky. It's got fiery red hair. Has it got red eyes? It appears at the end, anyway. I think that's about the only bit of Watership Down I've seen is the end. And I just remember blubbing my eyes out when I was a kid, after being scared witless by the big general fat horrible looking thing that were eaten by a dog. Anyways, children's literature, isn't it great? And a bit adult for these days. Right, time for rabbit now. Yeah, I'm going to stick with this. I'm not going to go any further. So that's going to commit that layer. And now it's just a case of seeing what else I can build from this and emphasize. So yeah, I was thinking that, Tony. I'm seeing some kind of demon here. His head here, horn. So it's a case of how much do I emphasize that with some maybe dodge and burning, and I'm gonna have to see if my tablet thing now works. Me Wacom thing, I don't know even if it's plugged in. Could be. Has it got a light on? Yes, it's got a light on. Must be plugged in. Not being used on that for it, apart from putting me cup of teas on it. We have a pen and like me Wacom board. Oh yes, it does work. But oh, it's upside down. I'm going one way and it's going the other. Come here. Wires are all the wrong way as well. Why is it over there? Come over here. I want you to work on one thing. I need to set up the new layer anyway. So dodging and burning, I don't know if you've done much of it, but this is my technique for doing it. So I will go to layer and new layer. And I'll do it this way because I want to have mode and I want it to be overlay. And I want to fill it with 50% grey. Go OK, and on this layer I will do burning. So I will name this burn. Layer burn. Presume that's all on the screen yet. And I'm going to duplicate that one and just rename that dodge. And then remember which one is which. So now that we're on that, we need some black and white. So on the black will be applied to the burn layer to darken areas. But on that, so we want a brush, and that brush is far too big. We want the small brush, maybe it's about that size. But we want the opacity to be 4%-ish, because it won't take long to really darken things up. If I went in and painted in at 50%, it would be black in no time. So with this brush, I'm just going to gently just enhance his horn, bit of facial structure. Come here, bloody thing. I don't think I've actually got this Wacom set up right since I got the new operating system put on. Something like that. Around his eye. And then on the dodge layer, I'll use my mouse because it's quicker. Flip them to go to white, and again, the opacity is minimal. So I want to give them a bit of an eye. Not that much of an eye. Come back. Undo, undo. Teeth. Just a hint in there. A bit of light around him, just so he sticks out a bit more. Now he's back to the burn layer. If I can get to it. I really do need to set this Wacom tablet up properly. Switch them again and just enhance this kind of area. And this is the closest you'll ever get me to painting. Yeah, none of the gestures are working. I haven't seen that one, Tony. Holy Grail. Have I seen the Holy Grail? I don't think I've seen the Holy Grail all the way through. Life of Brian was my favourite Monty Python picture. Yeah, do you see the demon thing now, Tony? It's Peter. Sorry. Come here. I don't want to be doing too much. And of course, the advantage of doing dodging and burning like this. Oops, come here. Yeah, something like that. I could actually probably do it more with a an edged brush rather than the soft edged brush. Is doing it on a layer is you can just whip it off. You can just take it off. I mean, looking at that now, I'm probably gone a bit too heavy-handed. So with it being on a new layer, we work non-destructively in this job. Is we can just reduce the opacity to the point where we're happy. That's, it's a more subtle. Probably come down even further. That's better. That dodge layer can definitely come down quite a lot. Very small, subtle adjustments to something like that. So it's now a case of scratching at the thing. I would allow the louse. Gonna look at darkening this corner up, and the best way of doing that is probably a long-winded way. So I'm thinking I will maybe do that in Lightroom. Actually, no, I won't. I'm going to do a Control Alt and E to make a new layer with everything combined as they are. I don't know what the technical term is, but it's Control Alt and E gives you a new layer. And I'm going to turn that in Smart Object. Keep forgetting we have things like Smart Objects. I've been using Photoshop for that many years. To me, Smart Objects and stuff like that is still new tech, and it will take a long time to get me going. Get me used to using it. So now as a Smart Object, it will now. I can use the Camera Raw filter to save me going into Lightroom. Get started. Go away. See how much I've used this. But that Smart Object can just be switched on and off at the drop of a hat, non-destructively. And I've forgotten how to use this. Yeah, gradient mask, gradient filter even. I want to draw that. I want to darken that down. Just want to make sure nothing's going. No, there's no blacks being blown out yet. At what point do we come down to something like that? Yeah, looks good. Looks fine. A bit more oppressive. Just confirm that. There we go. Bit better. Yeah, seeing demons and things like that, you'd think I was in a bad place at the minute. Well, I'm feeling reasonably optimistic, so I don't know why all this is coming about. Anyhow, I will now gonna stick this back in Analog Effects Pro just to see if I can get anything into the dark corner of it. Ah, that's what it is, Peter. I didn't know what the technical name for it was. It was just like, it merges everything else. Smart filter. Oh, it's making itself a smart filter. Okay. Ow. Leg pains. Right then. See what demonic structures are appearing in the preset previews. Who's a nice light one? What I'm just looking for is a little bit more stuff going on up there. I wonder if anybody would buy this kind of thing. I suppose there's plenty of goths out there and demon worshippers and all that kind of stuff. Never know. Right, previews aren't that looking that encouraging. Ow. The demon stabbing at my leg at the minute. Dual exposure. I'm going to wrap this around. I'm just looking at painting some colour into there, and what I need is to drop that. Basic adjustments, that needs to be raised. And something like this, I will look to purely use it as to basically mask into that corner. So, not that fussed about, it's just a little bit of added texture. So I'm not really bothered what it's doing down here. It's about combat control. All is forgiven. Because I'll just kind of paint. I'll just kind of gradually mask this kind of area in, and that could work. Bring that down. As I'm starting to look like two figures there. I don't want to do that. I want it to look like a cave. The underworld, maybe. You must all think I'm bonkers listening to this, like. I must be bonkers for broadcasting it. Right. Oh yeah, Andy, make a decision. It's a bit soft, that, like. It's gonna get quite noisy in that corner as well. Balance. I want it too light. Might just have to go with one of the lighter variances. Sorry about me deliberating. I'm going to try a different preset. I think that one's just too dark to see what I'm doing. That one could be a better one. It looks properly demonic there. Similar thing, isn't it? Nope. Come here. That, I don't want to bring that down. Bring the balance down to there. So what I'm really looking for is kind of as if the light was coming from this bottom corner and casting on to, say, the roof of the cave. So it wouldn't be strong, wouldn't be filled with light, just enough there to do something with. It'll do for the night anyway. God, 50 minutes. The second picture is definitely not happening tonight. See, that was a little bit different there. Switch that off. I think I made a boo-boo here. On the wrong kind of layer. Should have left it because it's now having to render the entire thing again. One disadvantage of smart filters. Grr. Oh, come on. I only turned it off and turned it back on again. Right. So, I bet it's not going to let me have a filter. Not a filter. I suppose I can come back out of it. I knock that off and quickly go back into, rasterize that layer. Bloody smart objects. This is why I don't use them very often. Back in Analog Effects Pro, and then this will do it on a new layer, and then I can mask it out. Goddamn technology. They call it improvements. Sometimes you've just got to leave alone. Adobe, behave. Stop putting the prices up as well. Right, what was the CCCC borders? Curved reflections is the one. Total exposure. Give it a bit of a twist, and now we'll go up into there. Bars down to about there. Right, okay. Right, now that, put that back in. Well done, everybody, for sticking with me so far. Thank you very much. You've all got patience of a saint, or like the entertainment of somebody going mad. Right, mask this out. Wrong way again. Something like that. Fills that dead area of space, which is better. Just making sure that looks okay. Might actually just reduce the opacity on that a touch. And that gives it a bit more, there is a bit more definitive roof structure up here. Yeah, right. And then from here I'm going to go into the Vivaser and just play with a bit of colour just to, I can see them reds are going to be a pain to print. So I'm just going to see if I can do some alterations. Just to see what options I have. No, I don't want to get, no. It's going to stay fairly red, isn't it? Otherwise it just becomes a bit warm and fuzzy. I think I might have been alright beforehand. Something like that. I'm even thinking I need to darken this corner down now. Yeah, add a bit of structure just to give a bit more definition. Contrast, no, stay away from contrast because that's just going to make the colours go very blocky. Saturation's good, whatever it was. That'll do. I'm just going to darken that down with a bit of, we'll do that in Lightroom. Right, there we go, finished bit, file, save that out, save, that'll do, on its way, do second or so whilst that saves. So whilst that's saving, well done on getting this far through the video. If you have, there's a few of you out there live still. Thank you very much for that. That's alright. Sorry, notification flashed up on the screen. But you weren't looking at it, so it's fine. What was I going to say? Yes, so obviously again, as I mentioned every week, is that I use presets to get a bit of visualization going. To cut out half the process to speed it up. So if you're interested in those presets, you can get them from that address, bit.ly.com/AEP2presets, and they work with Analog Effects Pro 2, and it gives you a bit of a head start with colours and positioning and using stuff upside down. And basically, I've made them all for my own use, and as I've made an image and I've liked the end result, I've made a preset so I can either get back to that point quickly, or it's been radically different from presets before, and it's an image that's worked, so that's why they're all there. So if you're interested in them and you haven't got them already, then please do consider getting them and supporting me in this endeavour. And with them being available, I'll be honest with you, it has made an incredible difference to my ability to continue to do this and to continue to do photography full stop. Because basically, those kind of pay bills like my website host and internet and things like that. So that's been a great help. So if you want to support me somehow, then that's a great way of doing it. Right then, back to the main screen. So there we go. We have actually I'll remove my face because we're going to be working in this bottom corner. And it's Lightroom I want to be in, isn't it? So just develop module, and all I'm going to do is graduated filter once it loads up, and just into this corner, just bring that down a bit. Maybe it's just a bit further down, and maybe soften it. Bit of a softer edge. Keep it warm, add that colour in. Because we don't want to go in a horrible colour. So something like that. There we go. Job done. Sorted. 59 minutes and 7 seconds. I'll call that an episode, I think. There, I'll let you savour that image for a few seconds more, and that'll do. So thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, that's what we're doing tonight. The video. If you've enjoyed it, please do leave a thumbs up and share it around if you want. If you want to show your mates on, watch this guy go stark raving mad on the internet live, then share that around as well. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a comment as well if you've enjoyed it. And if you've got any feedback, good, bad or indifferent, comments, and I'll try to reply to any that come in as well. So yeah, I think that's about it. So until next week, hopefully I'll have something new and I won't be delving back into 2013 archives or something like that. So yeah, hopefully I'll have been out and shot some new data by then, and we'll have something new to play with next week. Probably no demons next week though, unfortunately, or fortunately. Anyhow, thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next week for Tuesday night edits, 7:30 UK time. All right now. Bye. Where's the button?